In ancient Athens, 470 BCE, lived Socrates, a philosopher whose pursuit of truth changed Western thought. He challenged conventions. Socrates walked the agora, engaging citizens in deep conversations, using gestures to convey profound ideas. He questioned young Athenians, encouraging critical thinking about virtue, justice, existence. These conversations were central to his teaching. His teachings led him before an Athenian court, facing 500 citizens. Despite gravity, Socrates spoke boldly, maintaining respect. Condemned, Socrates calmly drank hemlock, surrounded by grieving friends. His final moments showed unwavering commitment to principles. Socrates' legacy endures, a symbol of intellectual integrity and courage to question, inspiring thinkers to seek wisdom.
Who is Socrates?
What does it mean to live a good life? To know yourself? To speak truth to power, even if it costs you everything? These questions guided one of history's most enigmatic thinkers. Socrates, a philosopher who never wrote a book, yet changed the course of Western thought forever. Socrates was born in ancient Athens around 470 BCE, during a time when the city was the heart of Greek culture, democracy, and intellectual ferment. His father, Socrates, was a sculptor. His mother, Phanerete, a midwife. Though modest by birth, Socrates' impact would echo through millennia. Unlike other philosophers, Socrates left no written works. What we know of him comes mainly through the dialogues of his most famous student, Plato, as well as accounts by Xenophon, Aristophanes, and later commentators. This absence of writing was not an oversight. It was a philosophical choice. I am wiser than this man. Neither of us probably knows anything that is really good, but he thinks he has knowledge when he has not, while I, having no knowledge, do not think I have. Socrates, as reported by Plato. Socrates believed that writing could not capture true understanding. For him, philosophy was living, a dialogue, a process, not a product.
Socrates walked the public spaces of Athens, the agora, the porticos, the gymnasiums, engaging anyone who would listen. He asked questions, not to belittle, but to probe assumptions. This method, later called the Socratic method, was a relentless pursuit of clarity. Define the claim. Question the basis. Expose contradictions. Refine the idea. Rather than lecturing, Socrates drew people into conversation, forcing them to confront what they thought they knew. He asked questions like,
what is justice? What is virtue? What does it mean to live well?
He never accepted easy answers. At the core of Socratic thought was this radical idea: knowledge and virtue are inseparable. To Socrates, ignorance was not just a lack of facts, it was a moral failure. A person does wrong because they do not truly understand what is right. In other words, if you knew better, you would do better. And so he lived by a simple, audacious creed. The unexamined life is not worth living. Socrates wasn't interested in winning debates. He wanted people to think deeply about their lives. Despite his good intentions, not everyone in Athens liked Socrates. Philosophy, especially Socratic questioning, made powerful people uncomfortable. Some saw him as a corrupter of youth, a disruptor of tradition, a dangerous influence on the city's values. In the years following Athens' defeat in the Peloponnesian War, political tensions ran high. Socrates' association with controversial figures, such as Alcibiades and Critias, one of the 30 tyrants, fueled suspicions. To many Athenians, Socrates went from eccentric gadfly to political liability. In 399 BCE, Socrates was formally charged with impiety, not recognizing the gods of the city, corrupting the youth of Athens. He could have avoided trial by agreeing to stop teaching publicly, but that was not Socrates' way. In the Athenian court, before a jury of 500 citizens, Socrates delivered a defense that was both bold and uncompromising. He did not try to flatter or appease. Instead, he stood by his principles. He told the jury that he believed in divine guidance, never charged fees for teaching, challenged assumptions to improve the city's moral health. At one point, when asked to propose his own sentence, Socrates suggested he deserved a reward for his service, a free meal paid for by the state rather than punishment. Needless to say, the jury did not agree. By a narrow margin, Socrates was found guilty. After conviction, Socrates was offered an escape. Leave Athens, live in exile, preserve his life. He refused. Why? Because he believed obeying the laws of Athens, even when unjust, was sacred. His loyalty to the city's legal framework was stronger than his fear of death. So in 399 BCE, Socrates drank a cup of hemlock, a poison that would end his life. In his final moments, Socrates remained calm. He talked with his friends about the immortality of the soul, the nature of death, and the virtues that define a good human being. As the poison spread, he walked, talked, and breathed until his last breath, surrounded by friends, yet serene in conviction. Here are some of Socrates' most enduring ideas. The only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing. This wasn't humility, it was clarity. Wisdom begins with recognizing one's own limits. To find yourself, think for yourself. Socrates urged mental independence above all. Beware the barrenness of a busy life. A life without reflection and depth is hollow. Socrates died, but his voice lived on through his students, especially Plato and, through Plato, Aristotle, setting the foundation of Western philosophy. Today, Socrates is celebrated not just as a philosopher, but as a symbol of intellectual courage, a man who asked questions no one wanted to ask. His life reminds us that truth can be uncomfortable, but without it, we cannot grow. Socrates did not build grand monuments. He did not accumulate wealth or titles. He built something far more enduring, a method of inquiry, a commitment to truth, and a legacy of fearless thinking. And in an age of certainty, perhaps Socrates' greatest lesson is this: question boldly, live examined.